Good afternoon, good evening, ladies, gentlemen, and everything in between. We are back. Back again. And this time, we're going to be talking about some, fraudsters, you could say, of the supernatural variety. And of course, if I'm going to talk about that, I have to have the extraordinaire to bring us in on that one. Hi, Knox.
Here, instead of being a retail worker, just call me a paranormal debunker.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's
I
do
am the
that.
expert on all bullshittery when it comes to the paranormal.
Yep. Yes, you are, sir. You indeed are. Now, before we get into the
Yeah.
fun, if y'all have noticed, I have put a goal for the super chats / donos. Next weekend, I'm going to be doing another co-hosted stream with a good friend of mine, Director Arcater, and we're going to talk about SCPs. I'm going to cover an SCP of his choice. He's going to I'm going to cover an SCP of my choice. He's going to cover one of his choice. And if we meet this goal, you guys get to pick one. Meaning, I'll take some suggestions in a community poll or a community post, and then poll the ones that I get and see which ones you guys want me to cover. There'll be 3 SCPs being covered next weekend, so that's what. If you guys want in on that, we meet the goal.
If I had the money, I would so put pie stream when
Pie stream?
rating pie.
That would be interesting, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would. I do have an announcement to make if you would like me to.
Go right ahead.
I was supposed to stream last night, but unfortunately, something came up and I said it was personal or private matter. It's not really private, it is more like I had to help my wife with a job application because we made the decision that we're going to try to move back up north from where we are now because both of us don't like it here. Both of us hate our jobs and we both of us feel like we were happier up near the Great Lakes. A lot more snow, but hey, at least I can go sledding.
That's true. Just don't eat the
So,
yellow snow.
no, but she it's not really a job offer, but she is putting in an application at a place she really wants to work. And it's in her hometown. Holy shit.
Wow. Good fucking god. Octane Junkie with 207s in the fucking chat. Wow. I don't know what to say, but we need to do a thing. So give me one stupid second to get this up and running because it decided it didn't want to do a thing.
Didn't want to do the thing.
Didn't want to do it. So
Oh, God! Get away from her.
wait for you, bitch. Dead aliens. That's a lot. Should I consider that the goal, or should we just keep it as it is and see what else happens? Cause
You should do what you want.
that's a lot. That's a lot. Jesus
That's
Christ.
a lot.
Good God. Maybe I'll put a poll up and see what y'all want me to do here. Poll. Consider Octane's Dono the goal. There. Should have a poll up. There we go. Because that's...
Well,
wow.
yeah. Well,
But
you're doing that. I would like to actually say, awesome. Holy shit. You just kind of made... I'm going to start my own poll. Help me get out of retail. But, I've been trying... I've been looking into different jobs too, but we're basically deciding that we're going to pack up and move, which means for a bit that things are going to be slow. Slower than the molasses in January, which is pretty slow.
That is pretty slow. It's unbelievably slow.
Yeah. But that's pretty much why I had to cancel the stream last night. I had to help my wife.
Yeah.
And if you don't please that booty, it's somebody else will.
This is true. This is 100%, 1000% true.
Yes. So, with that being said, I've been sword shopping. Good luck on the move. Thank you.
Nice.
Sword shopping would be fun.
Swords are fun. I like swords. Swords fun.
I do too. But anyways, shall I actually get
Yes. Let's talk about Ed and Lorraine Warren. Yes. Indeed.
Yes. Just a really quick disclaimer, okay? I am going to share my opinions, but most of this is going to be facts.
Opinions.
And one thing you're going to hear a lot of, and that is demons.
Opinions.
Lots and lots of demons.
Demons.
So, first thing is the other part of the disclaimer. This is going to be looking at the real Ed and Lorraine Warren. Not what was portrayed in the Conjuring movies, because the Conjuring movies make them look like wholesome freaking people.
They're not.
When really,
They're not.
no, they were attention whores.
They were crooks.
Yes. Here's the thing about that. These two people literally made a killing off of just publishing a bunch of cases. And some of those cases might have been their own stories, fictional stories. We'll get to it. But I'm going to be looking at the cases actually tied into the Conjuring universe, as well as one other that was made into a feature film. Can you guess what that is? Take a guess.
Annabelle?
Well, Annabelle's a movie.
Yeah.
I'll give you a hint. It is the most famous haunted house.
Oh, Amityville.
That they were.
Yeah.
Yep. We're going to talk about Amityville a little bit because we've already discussed it.
We've already done a
Once.
whole entire video of that. You could find that in the playlist. We're not
The
going to
other thing that the only other thing I need to actually say is I've only seen one of the Conjuring movies, and that was the first one. So I'm not going to be mentioning the differences in the movies and the actual cases.
I mean,
I'm
it's
just gonna
probably
share
the only good one is the first one.
Yeah, and let's face it, that one was way not the freaking whole entire story of the parents.
I mean, it's Hollywood, so not surprised.
And here's something that here's the surprising part. Lorraine Warren actually fucking had say and what was put in the Conjuring movies when she was alive. So that should tell you how much they wanted, or she wanted them to look good. So
Yeah.
let's start with the Warrens, obviously. Ed and Lorraine Warren. They founded the New England Society for Psychic Research in 1952, which is, okay, that's not the worst thing to come out of New England, Tom Brady. Claimed to have investigated over 10,000 cases, and most of the cases, though, the evidence that that something paranormal supposedly happened comes from one source. Can you guess what that source is?
Ed and Lorraine Warren?
Yes. They also collected a bunch of supposed haunted items and kept them in their basement, and that they called their basement, and I'm going to try to get this name right, the Warren Occult Museum, which is still being maintained today, the last I heard, but who knows? But let's look at Ed Warren, born September 7th, 1926, in Bridgeport, Connecticut. Why does all the horrible things come from Connecticut?
Connecticut.
He claims to have grown up in a haunted house, and he is a self-taught demonologist. Can I just say, you can call yourself a self-taught demonologist, but in order to be considered a demonologist, you need to go to seminary school. Did you know that?
No.
You can get into demonology and study demonology, but in order to become a demonologist, you actually have to basically graduate seminary school.
Mm.
Lorraine
Interesting.
Warren was born on January 31st, 1927 in Bridgeport, Connecticut. And she claims to be very clairvoyant, but she also claimed to see auras from the time she was 7. She saw auras around people.
Oh shit! I'm sorry. I've got a bit of a cough.
It's okay. The flu is going around.
Hmm.
In 1945, they were married and only have one child together. So I don't remember if they showed more than one child in the Conjuring movies, but they only have one, and her name is Judy. Just imagine being that daughter.
I probably would be embarrassed.
And while it's true that they never asked for money from any of the cases they investigated, they would take those cases and make books out of them, generating money that way. And I've actually given examples of books they wrote. Okay? Ghost Hunters, true stories from the world's most famous demonologist, Ed Warren. Your thoughts about that title?
I roll. Also, I want to point out that Calypso in the chat says that they married that daughter to Tony Sparrow. I'm not sure who that is.
Yeah. I'm just going over the cliff notes. Because we have decided that we need to look at more about this bullshittery than just this. Ghost Tracks by Cheryl A. Wicks with Ed and Lorraine Warren. Graveyard. True Hauntings from an Old New England Cemetery by Ed Warren. Haunted. The True Story of One Family's Nightmare by Robert Curran with Jack Smurl and Janet Smurl and Ed and Lorraine Warren. Now, that Smurl name should sound familiar because that actually was turned into a movie, too. That one was called A Haunting in Connecticut. The reason why I didn't want to talk about The Haunting in Connecticut is this script was too long.
Yeah.
And The Haunted... Wait, I already said that one. And finally... Well, actually, not finally. The last one's funnier, but... Satan's Harvest by Ed and Lorraine Warren. And Werewolf, a true story of demonic possession by Ed Warren. Werewolf and demonic possession in the same title. Your thoughts?
I hate it.
You want to stab something, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
By the way, they were also paid to make movie appearances and paid for film adaptations. The reason why they're not in A Haunting in Connecticut is because the film people didn't want to pay them for it.
I mean, I don't blame them.
Ed died in 2006 from a heart attack.
May he not rest in peace. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
It's fine. But if you actually look at him, you'd be like, why? He looked like he was dying in the fucking 70s. While Lorraine lived long enough to see The Conjuring become a thing as she died in 2019.
Yeah, she was around. She didn't want to die. She's like a roach. Just kept going.
She probably drank a lot of fucking blood or something like that.
Probably bathed in it. Probably bathed in the blood of virgins. This is a joke. This is a joke, YouTube. This is a joke.
Yes. Oh, great YouTube overlords. But now we know about them. Shall we actually kind of look at the cases?
Sure.
Let's see here. We have Amityville. You remember Amityville, right?
Yeah.
By the way, this was... While fucking Jacqueline Nunez likes to claim that her fucking house is the most famous fucking thing because of The Conjuring, Amityville trumps that. When you think of haunted house, do you think The Conjuring house or do you think Amityville?
Amityville.
Thank you.
100%.
So Jacqueline Nunez can kiss my white dick. I actually don't. She probably has a venereal disease. Anyways.
That's true.
The really quick backstory. Ronald DeFeo murdered his family in this house. Then the Lutzes moved in. And after 28 days, apparently there was a haunting. And it got so bad that they left the house. We all caught up to speed now?
Mm-hmm.
That good summary?
Yeah.
Do I need to go into details about the pig?
No.
Good. I
All
don't
you
want
gotta
to.
do is just say, sweet.
The Warrens' involvement in this. Are you ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
They technically weren't invited to the house.
Of course they weren't.
The Lutzes issued an open invitation to any paranormal investigator to investigate the house, and they just kind of showed up. Like they do. They're like fucking roaches. They're like mice if you leave cheese out. They're gonna show the fuck up. They're like a venereal disease to a sex worker. Sometimes it happens.
Yeah.
They're like herpes. When you think they're gone, they show back up. Lorraine walked in the house and claimed that it was possessed by many demons,
Demons.
and even told the newspaper that it wasn't a hoax.
Uh-huh.
And like I said, get used to everything being demonic because these guys were Catholic. And if you don't know why I actually said that, made that whole entire freaking thing, is because for some reason Catholics believe that there's no such thing as ghosts, it's just demons.
Demons.
And I'm going to get to the funny thing that fucking Ed said about the Annabelle doll later. It's going to make you laugh.
Oh.
It has something to do with spirits.
Okay.
While this became the most famous case until The Conjuring put light on the Perron family, they weren't involved in it as much as they like to take credit for. Mostly because this case landed them a lot of TV spots and they were able to grow their name off of it. They didn't really stick around the house that often. Not only that, but you remember how they made a book out of the Amityville Horror, right?
Yeah.
So that book was written by a man named Jay Anson. Okay?
Uh-huh.
He publicly called it a hoax that himself, George Lutz, and Ronald DeFeo's lawyer came up with. Because here's the thing about George and Kathy Lutz that they don't like to tell you. They were actually in financial problems when they bought the house. What's the easiest way to get out of financial problems? Make yourself famous.
Yeah.
Because think about this. The DeFeo murders happened just a couple of years before, right?
Uh-huh.
So they move into the house the DeFeos were murdered in, and then claim it's haunted. They basically just tacked their own story on an already existing story.
Ew.
Oh, and that famous picture that I said kind of looked like the kid, I found out later that could have been one of the fucking people that were actually investigating the house that was peeking out the door and had glasses on.
Uh-huh.
Because there's a shot later of the guy wearing a similar outfit.
Hmm.
So there goes the fun of that, huh?
Yeah. Calypso says, I'd rather have the Mystery Machine pull up, lol.
Yeah.
Me too. And then she says they weren't involved in
I'm getting to the
Enfield
Enfield
at
poltergeist.
all. They claimed that one. Okay, yeah, we'll get to that.
One. I'll get to that one because that one's funny. So, anyways, here's the thing about Ronald DeFeo. Why? You see, he originally said that he heard voices when he was killing his family, and those voices were telling him to kill his family, right? Ronald DeFeo also is a habitual liar who also claimed at one point that his sister helped kill his family, and a bunch of other things. The voice things, which he confessed later, was his attempt to plead insanity.
Interesting.
And he did a lot of drugs.
I wouldn't be surprised.
He did a lot of heroin.
Oh. Oh, okay. He did a lot of arm candy.
Yes.
Gotcha.
So now we'll go to your favorite. You like
Oh?
dolls, don't you?
Annabelle. Ooh.
Yeah. So the movie made this really stupid fucking thing of making a porcelain doll. The real Annabelle doll is a Raggedy Ann doll.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give the story a little bit of a summary, okay?
Mm-hmm.
A nursing student was given Annabelle in 1970. Okay? And a lot of people say she's 28. So we're just going to go with that age. But let me ask you a question. Would you take a Raggedy Ann doll when you're 28 years old?
No. Unless it was something that belonged to, like, a family member that was really close to me and it was, like, something I wanted to keep as, like, sentimental. No, I would not.
This nursing student also had roommates, for reference. And by the way, I don't know any nursing student that's 28 years old. I'm not saying that that isn't a thing, but that's a little bit late if you think about it. But that nursing student then claimed that weird things began happening around the house or the apartment that she shared with another person, with the doll moving on its own and apparently somehow leaving handwritten messages.
Oh.
So it's like, I just want to see these handwritten messages, don't you? Like,
I
what's
do,
the
actually.
Wi-Fi? It's like, what's the Wi-Fi password?
Yep.
So apparently these two well-rounded nursing students decided to contact a medium to try to figure out what was going on. And the medium told them that a spirit of a little girl named Annabelle Hutchins, I think it was the last name, but I can't be certain, inhabited the doll. That she either died in a car accident near the building or something else. I can't remember the other thing. But the nursing students decided to let the spirit stay. Now, then the Warrens got involved. Somehow. How? It's murky. But according to Ed, are you ready for Ed's great fucking logic on why it's a daemon?
Sure.
According to Ed, God wouldn't allow a spirit of a little girl to inhabit a doll.
I see.
The Almighty God is like, would not allow a kid to go, or a little girl to inhabit a doll. That was his reasoning, that it had to be a demon.
That makes absolutely no fucking sense.
No. So they ended up taking the doll. Are you ready for the church? Or the church? The truth.
Sure.
Because facts don't give a fuck about your feelings.
Keck.
What?
Keck. Lamau.
Yep. So here's the thing. There's only one source for the story. The Warrens.
Of course.
No one has come forward to claim that they were the nursing students. In fact, a lot of skeptics investigating the story found something that refutes anything the Warrens have to say. And I did a little digging on this.
Uh-huh.
Because I wanted to find the exact fucking episode that they claimed. Okay? Twilight Zone, Season 5, Episode 6, The Living Doll. Are you ready for this?
Sure.
A woman named Annabelle gives her daughter a doll called the Talkie Tina, which turns out the doll is possessed by an unknown entity. It moves on its own, it leaves messages, they throw it away, and it somehow returns back to the house, like the Warrens claimed that the Annabelle doll did in the story. Does that sound like the exact Annabelle story?
It sounds very damn close to it.
So either the Warrens created a hoax, or they were hoaxed themselves to get this Annabelle doll. And by the way, guess where the Annabelle doll is now?
It's in a museum.
Zach Bagans Museum in Las Vegas.
Uh-huh.
Where people can still look at this doll that probably has nothing to do with it. So we have learned about the Annabelle doll.
Indeed.
But there is one movie that is such bullshit that it's just like, why the fuck? And that is The Perron Family. Better known as The Conjuring House.
Yay! We're there.
Fuck Jacqueline Nunez. Okay. Can we just say that really quickly? Hashtag fuck Jacqueline Nunez.
Sure.
Let's go with this BS. It's the Perron family moved into a house that is now owned by Jacqueline Nunez, and they slowly began to experience quote-unquote violent paranormal activity. Some of the paranormal activity included levitating beds, an oppressive presence, and violent attacks on the family. And here's how the Warrens made it worse. They performed a seance.
Hmm.
And the activity began to wrap up. After that, they said, fuck this shit, I'm out.
Fuck this
That's
shit,
all they did.
I'm out. Fuck
They
this
did not
shit, I'm fucking out.
They did not stay for the whole entire time that they said that they did in The Conjuring. They literally came, said, there's demons here, had a seance, and left.
That sounds like bullshit.
Yep, there was no exorcism, no nothing. But we have to talk about the one thing that the Warrens, which pisses me off about the Warrens when it comes to this. There is a woman who lived back in the day, back in the olden times, named Bathsheba Sherman. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
According to the Warrens, Bathsheba Sherman was a witch who cursed the land. Bathsheba Sherman was a real person who really lived in that house, but she was just a housewife. There's no proof that she was a witch or she did anything horrible. And to this day, because of the Warrens and because of the Parent family's quote-unquote research, her name gets dragged in the mud when she's just a normal fucking person who lived at one point.
Mm.
Her name gets used to explain what's going on at the house, apparently, instead of trying to find rational explanations like the fact that the house is old, hasn't been renovated, or anything.
Hmm.
Now we're going to get into Devil Pup's favorite, the Enfield Poltergeist.
Oh, fun.
The yokai, Jolly Old England, Chip Chip Cheerio, Tea
Chip
Time.
chip cheerio.
Bathsheba saw like the chick David betrayed his homie for. I don't know.
Mm.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Now I get what you mean. Well, now we go over to Jelly Old Yokai. The Enfield Poltergeist can be its own stream. In fact, if Madam Hellfire wants to do that, that's all her. By the way, if you actually look at the photo evidence from the Enfield Poltergeist, it looks literally like the kids are jumping in the air.
Why did that not surprise me?
But in 1977, Peggy Hodgson, a single mother, Hodgson, I think I'm saying that right, a single mother claimed that she and her children were being tormented by an unknown force in their council house. Now, for those of you who are not over the pond, a council house is basically, if you make a low income, you get moved into a council house.
Mm.
Okay? It's just a low rent property, basically. And a policeman claimed to see a chair, and I'm quoting the fucking policeman, wobble and slide. Apparently they heard evil sounding voices and heavy furniture moving on its own. Are you ready for the Warrens' involvement? This is going to blow your fucking mind. Are you ready?
Blow my mind, my dude. Blow my fucking mind.
They showed up, right?
Uh-huh.
They walked into the house.
Uh-huh.
Claimed it was an evil poltergeist.
What?
And then
What?
walked over to one of the other paranormal investigators and told the paranormal investigator that that money could be made off of this. And then
What?
left. That's all they did. They're like,
Shocker.
this is an evil poltergeist. Walked over to a fucking paranormal investigator. Hey, you can make money off of this shit. Then left.
Shocker. Imagine my shock.
Yeah, just think about that. Just fucking think about. They made a whole entire movie where they are the main fucking characters. And that's
Yeah.
all they did.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
So
Yep.
basically they were like, fuck this shit, I'm out, and made money off of it.
Exactly, Calypso. Exactly.
But that's not the worst thing that they did.
But
That's
wait.
not even like close to the worst thing they did.
But
There's one more
wait.
movie.
There's more.
Yeah, there's one more movie.
Oh, no.
Do you remember The Devil Made Me Do It?
It rings
This
a
is
bell.
one I will. It's the third Conjuring movie.
I haven't seen that.
It is one that I was actually going to do a whole entire video on, but I can do it for a stream later on. It's a story of Arnie Johnson. Okay? So I got to summarize this because this is a huge lot. This is a lot of shit for this, okay? It really is. It's a huge, huge fucking story. But this is my summary. 12-year-old David Glatzel became possessed by a demon. And the Glatzel family. And here's the thing. The Glatzel family, because Ed and Lorraine Warren were kind of famous at the time, enlisted their help. So who is Arnie Johnson? That happened to be the boyfriend of Debbie Glatzel, who is David's older sister. Lorraine claimed to see a black mass around David and claimed he levitated. So the Warrens contacted the Catholic Church for an exorcism, and a series of quote-unquote lesser exorcisms were done. Arnie, in the last one, apparently screamed at the demon that it should take him instead of David, and the demon fled David into Arnie. And Arnie killed his landlord, Alan Bono, later.
Ooh.
Now, here's the thing. After this whole entire thing, Lorraine just said, you shouldn't have done that. And then left.
Good God. These people.
So, his lawyer, and after the murder, because that happened a lot later, the lawyer actually called the Warrens to testify that Arnie was possessed by a demon. The lawyer was trying to proclaim innocence due to the devil made me do it.
Interesting.
Yeah, that didn't work.
I'll bet it
He was
didn't.
found guilty of manslaughter and served 5 years of a 10 to 20 year sentence. So let's talk about how the Warrens messed this up. Besides, fuck this shit, I'm out after that, right? First, Ed literally told the Glatzels the symptoms of demonic possession in front of a 12-year-old boy.
Good God.
Which include things like swearing and being violent. And soon after, David would actually do those things. As if he's a 12-year-old fucking boy. And like with many cases, they didn't stick around long, like I said. They left, they came back to testify, and then they just kind of left again. Showing that they don't give a shit about anything but their bottom line.
Imagine my shock.
But there is one thing that is actually kind of even more fucked up. And it's the elephant in the room that I waited till the end to talk about.
Oh?
You see, when you do a film about a real life people, if they're living, they can actually do up a contract, right? In the contract for the Conjuring movies, there's a clause in it that states that the filmmakers cannot show Ed and Lorraine in a negative light. They cannot be seen kissing each other, without clothes on, or engaging in extramarital affairs or engaging in crimes like sex with a minor.
The fuck?
Yeah.
What the up fuck?
Lorraine actually suggested that, or put that in there. Do you really want to know why?
Please tell me why.
In 2017, Junith Penny claimed that she had a relationship with Ed Warren, starting when she was 15 years old.
Ah!
And she claimed she had gotten pregnant, and Lorraine encouraged her to have an abortion. So who's Judith Penny? She was pretty much their kid. I think she was kind of the kid's babysitter or something like that. I can't remember her actual relationship with Ed Warren right now because I have been through a hell of a week so far. But think about this. A fucking devout Catholic, okay, did that. Not only that, but there is a lot of fucking evidence, or there's a lot of accusations out there that Ed was abusive to his wife. physically.
Not shocked whatsoever.
And the reason why Lorraine wanted Judith Penny to get an abortion is because it could have a negative impact on Ed and Lorraine's Warren's business, aka themselves.
Of course. I gotta pause. I gotta read what Calypso says. She says, it's pretty... My son has tried to blame demonic possession for his mistakes. Obviously, it did not work. It's pretty funny because he's a spooky teen and he goes, I don't know, it's possessed by demons.
Demons!
Hilarious.
But no, there's a reason why there's people like this that I will always shit on. And this is my conclusion. Yeah, they became the most famous couple in the paranormal field, but in my opinion, all they were con artists. I've always felt that way reading anything about them. No matter how you cut it, that's all they were. We're just con artists. They used people who asked for their help to line their own pockets. And we still see that stuff today. You see it with Twin Paranormal or Sam and Colby or people like that. Or even Ghost Adventures or even The Haunted Collector. If you don't know what The Haunted Collector is, that's John Zaffis, the nephew of the Warrens. And the premise being that he would take haunted objects out of people's homes. When in truth, the only person saying the object is haunted is him.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the worst example of the influence of the Warrens has to be Zach Bagans. Think about it. If people like... I understand that he probably would have been the same way. But he pretty much is like our version of Ed and Lorraine Warren. He doesn't help anybody. All he does is say, this is haunted. This is a demon. Oh, and I have a museum. He is the Ed and Lorraine Warren of our generation. The only difference is he's got those beautiful blue eyes.
Oh my god, Nox. Yay.
Not gay to kiss your homie on the mouth goodnight.
Gay. Mega gay.
But no, he does have a museum. He's named one time that you... And almost every one of Ghost Adventures, he gets possessed. But yeah, that's Ed and Lorraine Warren. That's a summary of Ed and Lorraine Warren, because we're probably going to go into detail about Ed and Lorraine Warren's cases later, sooner or later.
Oh yeah,
I think you said...
That's the plan. We're going to start going over this, besides Amityville, we're going to go over the specific cases and go into greater detail. From what Nox and I have decided. What?
I pick Arnie Johnson.
Okay, well, I'm going to do Annabelle. So next month, we're going to do Annabelle. And then the month after that, we'll do Arnie Johnson. And then we'll just go through all the other cases.
One of us has to do the Enfield Poltergeist and go, oh my god, these pictures show a kid jumping!
Oh my god, so scary, so spook. It's spooky. It's spoop.
The funniest thing is, the kid that apparently was doing all the fucking weird fucking voices, it's been proven she has 2 different vocal cords that she was able to do that with.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah. Too bad that people thought it was a real haunting.
Oh, God. Well, she fooled them.
Yeah.
Fooled them big time. Jeebus.
Son, did the Duolingo David visit you last night?
Hilarious.
I have to say something about Duolingo.
Go ahead.
They really, really, really do want to make you fucking guilty for missing a fucking day of lessons.
Oh, I know. I've started using Rosetta Stone.
Well, I was learning German, and then I got really, really busy. Like, the 4th day, are you mad at us for some reason? I'm like, okay, no. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed my summary of why Ed and Lorraine Warren are horrible and are probably burning in hell right now.
Good. Good. So what are you up to, Noxy Poo?
Wednesday, we're going to have the best epic stream ever.
Oh, yeah?
It is going to be the cat stream.
Oh, my gosh.
All cats, all the time.
Oh, my gosh. You gonna get
I'm
Minxie to
also
come?
working. I don't know.
You
But
know?
I am also going to be doing a video called Abandoned Love Canal, which is about why Love Canal became a ghost town. Spoiler alert, it's because it was built on top of a toxic waste dump.
Yep.
And it's the first of a 5-part series, which is going to include Split Rock Quarry, Centralia, Letchworth Village, and Waverly Hill Sanitarium.
Nice. So on my end, obviously I'm doing the gaming stream still. I'll be starting up Silent Hill 2 on Tuesday. Apologies for not doing those for a little bit because I've had shit going on and it kind of needed my attention. And then obviously I'm going to be coming on Sunday with Ark for the SCP stuff. I'll have a post for that in the community tab on my channel after the stream. I'll pick 4 or 5 of the choices that are given, or the suggestions that are given, and pop that as a poll for a couple of days, see how that goes. And then the next couple of months I'm working on a true crime video that's going to take me a long fucking time. Because I not only have to comb through a longer, like a 300-page book that I've got on the case, I have to go through probably somewhere between 25 to 35 hours of interrogation footage, and that's gonna take a long time to try and piece shit together. So you guys are gonna have to bear with me on that one. I don't want to miss anything, and I don't want to get anything wrong. So it's gonna take a couple months. But other than that, is there anything else you want to say to our lovely, lovely audience besides thank you, Octane Junkie, for the very generous donation?
I hope everybody has a fun night.
That's very sweet of you. Alrighty, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and sweet nightmares. Alright, we're off.